welcome to CDDC Apparel presents Dress Down with me, your host Greg Chalmers, and with me as always is my best friend and podcasting cohort is Christopher Shields. How are you, my friend?
I am very good, mate. I rallied last minute because we've had a slight change of plan today.
Yep.
Yeah.
I liked your choice of word there, because our guest that we were meant to have on this morning was world record holder Josh Quigley. He is the young gentleman who set the world record for cycling the North Coast 500. He did it in 31 hours and 19 minutes, which is inhumane.
It's disgustingly fast, mate, honestly.
How do you even go that quick?
For that lot, 31 hours.
No sleep. Machine, mate. Absolute machine. But so he fell off his bike this morning and has broken his shoulder, so I believe. So we wish him a speedy recovery, and he will be on when he's on the mend. Incidentally, actually, it was meant to be co-hosted this morning with the lead guitar player from Layaway, Rob Lees. And actually, I want to give them a big shout out because Layaway have just released the single Finite. It's on the Spotify and on it.
It's a banger.
Mate, it's so good. So good.
You sound surprised, mate. They're actually quite good, you know.
No, they're good. They're good. But it's only because I know Rob. It's only because I know Rob. But no, but mate, the song's incredible. I've actually seen the music video. The music video comes out on Friday, but I got a sneak peek, and it's incredible. 86 Media, Goggy recorded it, and mate, it's incredible, really, really good. I would actually say it's my favourite Layaway song so far.
Oh,
I know, mate. I know. Yeah, so. Get on that for anyone who's listening. Yeah, as I said, we will have the combination of an alt rock guitar player talking to a world record holding cyclist on.
I mean, it's what the people want.
That's what we do. We just marry things up, mate. That's all we do.
That's it.
Yeah. We heard Josh likes alternative rock and Rob loves cycling.
I've always said Rob, the lead guitar cyclist. That's commonly known as.
Yeah, totally. He's crazy about cycling. So he talks about, mate. I can't get him to shut up about cycling.
That's it, mate.
Sometimes you're just like, Rob, come on, mate. I know. I know you love cycling, mate. I know. Pedals and all that. I get it.
Pedals and spokes and picks and spokes and all that, mate. You name it.
It's just spokes and guitar picks.
That's it, mate.
That's all he cares about.
Big spokes,
wee spokes, cardboard box. Oh, fucking hell. Right, anyway. Yeah. Apologies to Layaway. But you really need to listen to that song, mate. It's really, really good. Good. Anyway, mate, so how's your week been so far? It's only Tuesday, but...
It is only Tuesday. Well, it basically had an interesting weekend, mate. Obviously with it being all snowy and stuff, had a good bit of time with the girls and stuff out in the garden. We were out in the snow in the morning. We come back in and we sat having some lunch, and the house was a little bit quiet. Kind of looking about, going, "Where's the dog? Anyone seen the dog?" And now Laura had left the gate ajar, so the dog is
ajar.
Aye, ever the opportunist. He's gone. The gate was just ajar.
He's away sledging.
Oh, mate, he's like, peace. He was out. So
didn't even have any gloves on.
No gloves on. No warm kit at all, mate.
No.
But so the usual, you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, I have to go out and look for him. So I'm out with the dog lead and a wee carrot because he thinks he's a reindeer and loves carrots.
Wait, whoa! You feed your dog carrots?
Aye, it's a wee like.
So that's so he can see in the dark.
It's for night ops.
Right, okay. So you feed your dog carrots and he goes out in the snow, right?
Aye, right. So, I'm out we're living a wee cul-de-sac, and I'm looking, like, asked if it was wee family down at the bottom of the cul-de-sac, it's on a wee hill, bottom of the hill. They were out playing in the snow, and I was like, "Have you seen the Doug?" I'm like, "He's not come past here." I'm like, "That's good news. That is very good news." So I goes up. There's a wee family at the top. I'm like, "Have you seen the Doug?" They're like, "We did. We went down that way." I'm like, "Right, okay." So I've got an area where the Doug is. And somebody said, "I've seen him go into next door." Next door, I was like, "Okay." The man next door was out. He was shoveling the snow on his driveway. I was like, "See my Doug?" And he turns around and says, "No, I haven't seen your Doug." Right? I hadn't. This is, by the way, this is the first time that we've had a conversation with him. We haven't actually had a chance to probably have a chat with him, just because COVID and all the rest of it, and like we've not actually seen them. So we're having a bit of an introductory conversation. His wife then comes out and says hello and stuff, and a bit of an introductory conversation.
Socially distanced, I hope, Christopher.
Oh yeah, so I'm like the other end of the garden there at the front door, and I'm going like, by the way, have you seen my Doug? I'm like, "No, I haven't." So his wife's like, "Right, wife Lynn's like, you know what, I'm going to go inside just because it's a bit cold and all the rest of it." I was like, "Right, fine, no problems." Still chatting. Like, don't know where this Doug is. Nobody's seen it apart from two families. So I'm like, "Right, fine." Next thing you know, my next door neighbour's wife screaming, shouting, "I found him! I found Oscar!" I was like, "What?" She's like, "He's in my garden." Like from her house, "He's in my garden, come round and have a look." So I goes round to the back garden. He's like, "He's down that path." So I goes down the path, down the side of the garden. So our houses are on quite a bit of a hill.
Yeah.
So my garden goes out and then it drops off. And then that's where the fence down is. So I came out and I shit you not, my dog was up a tree. Like,
What?
mate, I'm not even joking, mate. He was like up a tree. I've got a picture on my Instagram of him, like, he must have been a good, well, from the bottom of the fence to the top of the tree. It's like
He's
8
like
foot up, mate.
he's a pug or something.
Aye, a pug and beagle cross, mate, but just an avid tree climber. Clearly enough. Like,
A recreational monkey.
that's it, mate. And I'm just like, I had to take a picture of, you know, where you stood there going, no one's going to believe me if I'd say, if I tell them my dog was up a tree, they'd be like, "Aye, all right, was it?" And you're like, "No, you actually, like, I had to climb up the thing to pull him to get him.
How did he get up the tree?
So we worked it out. He's gone between the two garages. He's gone down the driveway and in between two garages. And there's like a little plinth, so it's all like, it's oil, like the next door neighbours have got oil heating, so they've got like a wee oil tank and it's at the back of their garage. So there's like a big, like, this kind of big concrete block where their oil tank was. So you walked out onto that from the back of the garage, and there's maybe been like a couple of foot gap where the top of the trees were next to, like, these evergreen trees, and he's just gone, "You know what, I'm going to jump on there," and then all of it, like, immediately gone, "Oh no, I'm stuck," and just fucking stayed there. He must have been there for about 20 minutes, mate. I'm not even joking. Just like, "Yeah, I'm stuck in a tree." Like,
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
so that's yeah. We introduced ourselves to the neighbours, but fishing my dog out a tree.
Wow, man, that's rough.
It was been very funny, very, very funny. But
I had my own adventure in the snow.
did you?
I nearly died.
That's good.
Aye.
How'd
Well,
you manage
I
that?
mean, in the grand scheme of things, probably didn't nearly die. But for about a solid 15 minutes, there was. So, right, here's the story.
Go for it.
As you know, I'm an avid hill walker. Walked many.
Yes.
I've bagged many a Monroe in my day. I've climbed fucking all over Scotland. Well,
Yes.
kinda all over Scotland. And me and Rob Lees again for fucking layaway were nearly
Big
taken out
Spokes.
with Big Spokes. He's the spokesman for the band. Anyway, yeah, we nearly get taken out by the Kilpatrick Hills.
Right.
So we went on a wee leisurely stroll up to Loch Humphrey, which is maybe, don't know, like an hour and a half up and along. I was completely ill prepared for this. I thought it was going to be a nice wee
bit of Roman and the gloaming. And
aye, right. But it turned, it got real Everest-like real quick to the point where, so we're walking about, looking, oh, look at the trees and that, frozen water, ooh, right. And then we get up to this wee summit. Now, it's not really a summit in like the true sense of the word. It's just a hill, right? So we got up, and then the path we'd walked on, we were just going to go up and come back down. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, right, the sky just went black, and then this snow just started coming horizontally, just like, right? I'm wearing a set of skinny boys, right? Skinny boys and Timbies, and a snapback, right? Really ill prepared for this. Rob's dog's with us, right? And the snow was that bad that Lou had like a wee snow mohawk all the way down his spine. But the snow had hit him.
wee snowhawk.
A wee snow. Oh mate, I love your work. Aye, and then literally, mate. So there was that much snow that it covered the path, and you couldn't see where you were going. It was just all. So literally, we just started walking in what we thought was the right direction. The snow then stopped. And we started being able to see a bit, and we had went completely the wrong way. We were literally in amongst snow that's like this deep, and then the heather, which is like, it took up to maybe about your knees. So we're like, what are we doing here? So Rob and I, we keep on walking. I'm like, look, you can still see Ben Lomond, right? So I'm like, if we walk in that direction, we know we're coming out somewhere, we know, right? So we just keep walking and keep walking and keep walking, then the snow kicks in again, right? That's wild. At this point, we were thinking it's only going to be a couple of hours up, couple of hours down. At this point, we've been up there for 6 hours, and we think we're walking in the general direction. So we keep walking, and my blood sugar just goes through the floor. My legs start getting all wobbly and all that. And then I remember I've got a bar of fruit and nut in my bag. Yes, right. But Rob's a very experienced hill walker. He does a lot of stuff, right? And he's there with the full regalia. He's got the poles and all that, right?
Oh.
He's one of the fellas, right?
Was he?
Mate, I swear to God, it looked like the two of us just bumped into each other. You never thought they two guys are the same walking party, as it were. But anyway, so we keep walking, and Rob turns to me. We stopped talking to each other, right? And Rob just turns to me and went, and I swear to God, at this point, I thought, He went, mate, if this keeps going, we're fucked, right? I was like,
oh, it's
right.
Not what you want to hear at all,
mate,
is it?
I was like, and he was like, because the sun's coming down, so at this point it's maybe about quarter to four-ish, right? So it's getting dark, and we're still
against the light.
We are like literally, we don't know where we are. Phones aren't working, no signal or anything like that, right? So like shit, and then we're like, right, well, all we can do, the worst thing to do is stay standing still. So we just keep walking, and then eventually we just see this wee crossroads thing away in the distance, and we're like, that's where we went earlier on. And then eventually we got there and get down by we ended up to go Loch Humphrey and back, which people do, like walk their dogs that way. We walked 11.4 miles.
Wow, man.
And I think what we've done is we've come up and then went down and then just veered off and ended up kind of going back in ourselves, but you had no idea where we were going. And so when we get back down,
you think you're going down the hill, but you're essentially
we were veering off.
Aye, just going round there,
So we were actually getting further away. And if we hadn't noticed that, mate, because Rob was like, I've got a lighter, we're going to have to light a fire, mate. We're up here for the night we're up here until this snow goes off. Mental. So that was that. Having said that, I was out today, up in the snow again. Yeah, man. Climbed just as a behind my house. I climbed that, and it's mental because down here it was just kind of wet and miserable. But up there it was a double blizzard day.
Aye, what's so different up there, man?
Aye, so
different.
And me and Bartlett went up. Shout out to Neil Bartlett.
Did you pack a cagoule?
Mate, today I went equipped. I had actual hiking boots on, I had waterproofs on. I actually probably took too much stuff. I had a paraffin lamp and a pop-up tent in my pocket. So that was that. So that was today, mate. But apart from that, There's nothing much to do, mate. Do you know what I mean? What are you, mate? What is there to do? Can't do anything. So may as well just get steps in.
I get the steps in, mate, or just go and buy a wee flight to Dubai or something like that. I mean, why not?
Mate, don't even talk to me about Dubai stuff. Did you watch our interview this morning?
I seen the interview. I seen, like, it's just.
Right. I really need to watch what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
I just don't agree with it, man. Fundamentally don't agree with it.
Well, for anybody that's listening that maybe hasn't seen it, what are we referring to?
This lassie on this morning, or yesterday morning when this goes out,
Yeah.
she was talking about how her going to Dubai was like, because she's an influencer, means that she's a key worker.
Wow.
I know, man. And just see the interview, mate. I couldn't watch all of it. I was watching it, just getting raging.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm getting raging about, right? Because people are stuck in their situation, right, where nobody's got a lot of money, people are furloughed, people are out of work, people have lost their jobs and stuff, and then you get some lassie coming on the telly saying that, oh, well, no, I can't do my job from home. She's a PT, mate.
Yeah.
Right, I can't do my job from home, so I've got to do it from Dubai. And then they show the videos, right? So they show the videos that she's putting out, and it's just in her room. It's not like she's on the beach stretching, doing yoga and all that. No, she's just in Dubai doing lunges in her bedroom.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. And then when Philip Schofield questioned her about it, she then just boom hit the mental health button. I'm doing it for mental health, and I have a real issue with that, right? Because we are all in the same thing, man. We're all in the same thing, and there are people here who are thinking, I'd love to get a holiday this year, but I'm not going to do it because we should be travelling, and we are trying to contain this so that everybody as a society can get out of this out of this situation that we're in. And you have selfish people like this lassie we're talking about. We have selfish people like this girl who are not putting their own needs, not putting as a society, not putting everyone's needs,
their own needs ahead of others.
Yeah. And that's what the problem is with this. Mate, COVID would have been done and dusted if people had went, do you know what, I'm just going to do my bit, and I'm not going to go and do this or go and do this or go and do this that are going to make me, it's going to put myself or other people at risk of transmission, right?
Aye.
I don't, sorry, on you go, mate.
No, I think I get that, but I think as well as, like, you look at it, see have you looked at any of the kind of news programs from like this time last year, like, and it's like there'll be like a kind of like a throwaway piece where they'll get like some talking head in and they'll be like, so this coronavirus in China, is it much to worry about? And just some absolute wobblehead going, no, I don't think it's much to worry about at all. I mean, it's only like a small flu. And here we are now, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think like, obviously, if people haven't got it by now that it's serious, then yeah. But I think initially I can understand that the amount of the mixed messages that were sent out, especially from our own government, man, was just. No,
mate. Listen, I understand that.
Wild, like.
I completely understand that. However, you have to take some social responsibility.
100%.
Right, and these people jetting off to Dubai because they've got the money to do that, right? Yeah. And they're thinking that the rules don't apply to them. Yeah. That really, really, really bothers me. Because ultimately, do you know what it is, right? It's people can only see what's in front of their, like, directly in front of their face, right? Mm-hmm. So, for talking's sake, if she goes to Dubai, right, and then goes back home, right, or the person she's sitting next to in the plane might not be someone who is an at-risk individual. Yeah. But that person could get off the plane and go and see their gran. The gran or their parents, and they might have underlying health conditions, and they might die because. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's stuff like that I don't understand. People can't see. Well, they're like, well, I'm not going to hurt anybody, and I'm not coming in contact with anyone that's at risk. I'm like, but it's not about that. It's about you might be sitting next to someone who is genuinely a key worker, who had to do that, right? And you've been getting pissed in Dubai and been rubbing shoulders with all sorts, and you've given it to them because of your lack of responsibility, and then they've taken it and potentially killed one of their family, right? But people don't see things like that, and they might go, well, what's the chances of that happening? Mate, see if that happened to me, right, and I did that, and I inadvertently caused the death of someone because of my stupidity, I wouldn't be able to forgive myself.
Yeah, well, I think I agree with you, mate. But I think as well, like, there's no way of knowing.
Well, I know there is no
As
way of
well.
knowing, but you've got to be careful,
Yeah.
but...
Oh no, 100%. Mate, I fucking 100% agree with you. Like, but like, I think that's the thing with people that, like you say, people need to see what's exactly in front of their face, and if fucking they don't see the consequences for their action, because at the end of the day, now people are like, there are people that become desensitized to the numbers now. You know what I mean, it's just fucking numbers on the screen, but it isn't, because each one of those numbers is actually a life, and that fucking the loss of that life has a fucking wider impact on.
But they'll
many people.
be desensitized to it until it affects them directly, and then suddenly,
100%.
yeah. But mate, do you know what I think the worst thing that they did? Well, not the worst thing that they did. One of the terrible things that's happened is they don't do the daily briefing thing. You know how they were doing at the start when they were saying about this many people died today, this many people. That kept it in people's head. See now, we're all in lockdown. It's fucking snowy outside. Mate. See, when I was talking about when I was up there walking with Rob, there was squads of people. Like 10 folk all walking through the house and stuff, right? Again, you don't want to be like policing people and all that. I don't want martial law. All you're asking for people is just use your head. Like be thoughtful about someone else, because you could be in the supermarket and, well, say you've been at a gaff and you're getting full up drinking and all that, right? And then you go and you think, oh well, I don't care, right? But you could inadvertently touch something, somebody else then goes up and gets a trolley or whatever, do you know what I mean? Something, and then you pass it on. That's why this hasn't buggered off, because people have just went, it's not going to happen to me, I'm cool. And do you know, I made I thought about this beforehand, because I was talking to Craig Morrison, and obviously he lives in Taiwan, and he said that in Taiwan there was only 6 cases of coronavirus, right?
Wow.
And it's an island, right? So there's only 6 cases, and but I think, see, countries that have communist roots, where they're used to the government controlling their actions, right? They have dealt with this. Like, the people are more willing to accept being told what to do from the government. Whereas over here, we're like, nah, I do my own thing. I've been for years and years, it's been fucking free will and do what I want to do. Yeah. And then suddenly, when something like this happens, it's so jarring for people, and they go, no. And then it's not helped, but all these conspiracy theory people, right? Now, I'm not saying, right, that every conspiracy theory is bollocks, right? I'm not. There are that many conspiracy theories that to think that they're all rubbish is actually would be stupid, because by the law of averages, at least one of them's going to be right.
Are you saying it's a conspiracy theory to think all conspiracy theories are false?
Anyway, mate. But
right.
But when you've got all these, like, on Facebook, people are just like, oh no, it's a lot of shite, or you'll get, mate, I don't care, I'm calling him it, Robbie Allen, I'm talking to you, son, right? He's sending me pictures of like empty hospitals and all that. You think, mate, that's but and then no matter what you say, you're like, oh no, I'm right with this, I'm right with that. That's the problem, is because there's so much information, and people can choose what they want to believe, what suits them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think with with I think especially with Britain, it's there's this whole kind of stiff upper lip and keep calm and carry on attitude that's it's just not that helpful.
Mate, we're a year in, mate.
It is definitely, I mean, it's a kind of an ethos that back in the day, like, it worked but
Yeah.
it worked because guess what? Everybody was pulling in the same direction. You know what I mean? You look
Yeah.
back at the 40s, like obviously a world war going on, so it's like that switched focus and everything became about that.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's life was affected by it, but it's just we're kind of in that now. But now everybody's got a little bit more kind of individualist in their approach, and
Yeah.
aye,
And also, mate, see back then, there wasn't as much stuff to do.
mate, I know.
People went to their
So-
work, finished their work, they went home to their family. See, nowadays, there was no cheeky Nando's or any of that pish, or going to the fucking, there was not, do you know what I mean? There was never, like, there wasn't any, do you know what I'm talking about? There wasn't any, like, Bamboo Wednesdays. Or anything like, I know the nightclubs aren't open, but there wasn't stuff to do midweek. Like, you could go to the pub maybe,
yes.
but there wasn't a dancing open, do you know what I mean? And, or anything like that. So people just went home with their families, and then they were happy with that. Whereas now,
Nobody was doing Zumba on a Wednesday night in the community hall, you know what I mean?
no, maybe Alcoholics Anonymous, but nothing else, right? But there was none of that. There was none. There was no goat yoga, you know.
That's that, mate.
Aye. So people were just in the house, and also they didn't have social media, so people weren't dick measuring on social media. Like, oh, look how good things are for me.
It was all just done on parish notice boards.
Brenda's got a new scarf. Right.
Outfit of the day.
Doreen.
Paragraph describing her outfit.
Right. Doreen, style icon. You should have seen her at a cake fair. But aye, there was none of that. So I think there's a lot of that as well, where the correlation between social media and the situation with coronavirus, because especially because we stay in a very picturesque country. Well, I say I stay. Well, Northern Ireland's beautiful as well.
Yeah, it's
Right.
gorgeous, man.
Yeah. So you've got a lot of these things that are all up north, and people are doing like going to like Devil's Pulpit and all that, and Falls of Fallah, Glencoe and all that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the other thing, right? See the amount of times you see people are like 5 miles to your house. Right, and then you go on Instagram and folk are just like, I love Glencoe, and I'm like, I didn't realise you stayed in Ballahoolish. Right, quite clearly you're for Paisley. Right, do you know what I mean? And things like this, you think, just going to play ball, man. Please play ball, because if you don't play ball, this is not going to end for a long time, man. And from someone who works in the creative industries, I'm suffering, mate. Suffering.
Yeah.
My work has been postponed yet again. Folk are just like, nah, we're going to do it 6 months' time. And so you end up in a situation where, like, I'm going to have jobs that have been booked in for 4 or 5 years before I actually get to shoot it.
It's rough, man, isn't it?
Aye.
It's
And
rough.
you can and so how can and I mean, economically as a country, I mean, I know furlough's been extended to the end of April.
Oh, is it?
So I was talking to one of the boys today, and he was saying end of April. But economically, we can't keep doing this, because people don't understand as well. Everyone's all giving it that summer vibes, holidays and all that, right? Fucking sitting in the house getting full pay, right? What they don't realise is, see at the back end of all this, we're getting 40% income tax across the board, right? That's what's going to have to happen, because this all needs to get paid for. There is absolutely no way that people are going to be able to take what they have been or accept what they've been given by the government with furlough, grants, loans and all that stuff, and then for the government to go, right, that's everyone, guys, carry on. That's just never ever happening. The government are going to go, right, we need some of that money back, because I tell you what, nurses don't work for free. Right, so we're going to have to get the money back somehow. And then you've got people who kicked the arse out of the grant and loan scheme at the beginning of lockdown, took far too much money when they didn't need it. Then they and then think, it's all right. It's cool, man, I'm not going to have to pay that back. I'll just pull the shutters down and then start a new business. That's going to happen. So where are the government going to get the money back? So see those people who have claimed 100 grand or whatever, how are they going to get that money's still got to be recouped for somewhere? And where's it going to get recouped? It's going to be recouped for me and you. Your average Joe, 40% income tax, guaranteed, mate. You heard it here first. Greg Chalmers, economist.
It's a crazy, crazy old time.
I know,
Crazy
man.
old time.
The thing is, mate, I just get right het up about all this. I get raging.
No, I mean you seem really chilled out with it, mate.
Mate, that was chilled out.
I know, mate. I'll be honest. There were times there when I was on Tenderhook. I was like, "What's he going to say next?"
No, man,
However,
I've learned my lesson.
yeah. However, mate, like you say, it's a mental time, but I have found something that I think will lighten the load, cheer you up ever so slightly.
What is it?
Like we know, I mean, obviously things are quite bad for people, but you kind of, at least you're not this guy, right? So I have come across a story. It was actually from a wee while back. It was from Christmas Day. Wow, Christmas Day last year, right? And it is of a Kazakh bodybuilder from Kazakhstan called Yuri Tolochoko. I think, aye.
That's funny enough.
Right. Now, I mean, he's had a good time. He get married. He get married.
Congratulations, Yuri. We're thinking about you, bro.
However, he get married to his wife called Margot, who
Yuri and Margot.
Yuri and Margot. Margot is a sex doll. Like
Whoa.
full size. Yeah.
Like, manufactured.
Like a manufactured sex doll. Like a human size sex doll.
And she's called Margot.
She's called Margot.
Of all the names.
All the names, mate. Yeah.
Okay.
Mate, like, and you know, I mean, obviously, you're talking a subject quite close to your heart. They were due to be married. No.
Okay.
They were
Just
due to be married. The wedding was postponed. The wedding was postponed on a number of occasions due to the coronavirus pandemic because we don't want Margot getting sick. Yeah.
Did she?
I mean, she's at risk, so.
She was deflated by the whole experience.
No, she's not an inflatable one, mate. Like I'm looking at pictures of her, like one of those like big kind of like rubbery things, mate.
Like a balloon.
No, like, mate, like I'm not even joking, mate. There's some strange pictures here, mate. I mean, like, the couple started dating at the beginning of 2019 after they reportedly met at a nightclub.
Whoa! They started dating,
mate. This is it. Like, I'm not even joking, mate. This guy has put up like, mate. The bodybuilder who identifies as a pansexual and describes himself as a blogger and a sexy maniac.
He's a sexy.
It's just this is, it's honestly.
Mate, I tell you this. I'm just reading the thing. The first thing on this, it just goes, "Congrats are in order."
Absolutely. I mean,
I've got so many questions. How did they meet in a nightclub?
I know, mate. Like, so I've actually quickly had a little scan, a little scoot onto the guy's Instagram.
Bro, I'm on her Instagram.
What?
Margot_party, right?
Oh dear. Is that her maiden name?
Mate, there's videos of the dog and like him and her in bed and the dog's licking her face.
Mate, yeah, I know. Like, yeah, I was about to say that. I've been on his Instagram and there's videos of their wedding. Mate, there was about 15 to 20 people at this wedding, and like they're all cheering and dancing and cheersing and all the rest of it, just with this sex doll in attendance. I mean, this is quite clearly one of the strangest things I have ever seen in my entire life. What was that? Can't quite see that.
That's him pumping the sex doll up the arse, and he's holding on to her pigtails.
I mean, it's just. It's just absolutely bizarre. I know. I mean, you know what? If this makes him happy, then
There's a video of him sitting in the pool. She's got her feet in the pool, and he's like,
I know.
"Oh
Yeah.
my god!" Or he's eating pizza off her.
Hey, right, wait a
What
minute.
is wrong with people?
According to local media reports, the union is legitimate because the only requirements for a wedding to take place in Kazakhstan are both consenting parties are to be male and female and over the age of 18. Well, I
But
mean,
she, wait a minute, wait a minute.
yeah, no, that's what yeah,
She was not made 18 years ago.
no.
My
This
god,
is,
man, people are so strange. He's a
it's
sexy wild man, did you say?
a sexy maniac.
Sexy maniac. Yeah. He's a sexy. Right, I want to know how they. Like, I want to know how they met in a nightclub. That's what I want to know. Did she show up with somebody else and he stole her for the cloakroom? He's like that with her under his arm.
I know. It's it's just so strange, man, isn't it?
I don't. I mean, I don't understand. How can you love an inanimate object?
Well, mate, I mean, like, I've seen numerous documentaries like about people who fought. Like, there's a thing. No, there's like people don't like people can actually fall in love with like cars and stuff like that.
Aye,
You know?
right, mate.
No, but I mean, like, actually, like have kind of like sexual relationships with cars and stuff like that.
How? The exhaust pipe?
Mate, I'm not even joking, right? There was it was on Facebook, and there's this guy, and he's got like this an American guy, and he's like a red Chevy.
Red Chevy.
Chevrolet.
That's a real car.
That's a real car, mate. I was going to nearly said chandelier, but Chevrolet. So he had this red, and he was like actually like being like must have been a documentary, and he was like talking like actually it's like yeah, sit in the front seat and that, and like rubbing the steering wheel and like talking to the car like sexually
What?
and massaging the dashboard, and he's like I like to lie over a bonnet and give it kisses and stuff, mate. It's really strange.
Kind of puts Knight Rider in a different light, doesn't it?
At least Kit could talk.
Aye.
But
It's just right. I don't understand.
no, I mean,
Like,
neither do I.
there is no participation from the other party. It just sits there, like, and then you're just like, oh, like, do you know when people go, I love that watch or I love that car or whatever? You can get that,
Yeah,
but do you know what else? See people who marry themselves. It's a guy. I'm pretty sure I saw a thing about a guy in New York that married himself. I don't understand that. He made a commitment to himself.
I should fucking hope so.
Right, but like, how? Like, you're never going to get divorced. You're like,
Yeah,
do you know what? I've had enough of me.
I know it's a bit narcissistic, isn't it? Just like,
But he did like a full-on wedding, mate.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. Let's just invite hundreds of people, and we'll just all come in and just be all about me. At least, like when it's a wedding, it's about kind of the
Do you know-
union of a couple and two families and stuff like that. But if it's just yourself, you're like, fuck it. I'd be so tempted if I sat any one of my pals. Like, I'll put this out here now. If any one of my pals decide to have a wedding themselves, I am coming along and I am heckling it every opportunity, every chance.
Mate, think about this, right? How would you consummate the marriage? Just rubbing one out.
Just away up to the hotel for a thunder jug.
Actually, we know somebody who would do that.
he,
He definitely
he
would do
makes,
it.
he makes a commitment to himself on a regular basis.
I know, mate. Numerous times a day, man. He's adulterous. He's he changes horns.
Yeah, so that's that. That was
I don't understand. I don't understand that.
I don't
Right,
understand,
mate, do you know what we need to do?
Go on.
Right now, for anyone listening to this, right, if you know somebody who is married or has a relationship with an inanimate object,
Yes.
get in touch. Because I want to understand.
Yeah.
There'll be no judgment at all. I want to understand because it is so foreign. I can't even wrap my head around about how that would even work.
Yeah, I mean, even if you want to write into us anonymously, please do.
Yep.
It's CDDC podcast at gmail.com. Please do come and let us know.
Yep. And we will
We'd
not
love to hear from you.
not name you. If you want to come on if you want to bring the doll with you,
Under a pseudonym.
This is Eugene. I'd love to talk to him. I just would love to get into the mindset. I just don't understand.
Yeah, man, it's
a bizarre set of circumstances.
it really is, mate. It really is.
Right, mate. Well, I think that'll do it for the day.
Yeah, we'll go on, process that, and kind of do some more Googling.
My chandelier's been dimmed after hearing that.
Is it?
Yeah, somebody's just turned the volume down in my life. I'm just thinking.
But
Do you know what? It does give you hope, but right, cause lockdown, right? You can't go out and meet somebody.
it's an option.
Just get on to Amazon, mate.
Mate, exactly.
Just get your sale on there.
Shit.
Get your sale on there, and you can. I mean, from what I can gather, you can get different hair colours, different ethnicities.
Yeah.
You can knock your sell it.
What's that? I mean,
Literally. Wow. Right, okay, mate. Let's call it a night
mate.
before we go down this horrible rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's a good idea, mate.
I didn't even know her name was Rabbit. Anyway, listen, folks. Thank you very much for listening, folks. Please hit those like and subscribe buttons.